Right, but somewhere like everybody's doing this thing where they're suggesting things, and it's what you're supposed to do when you start a tag like that. You're supposed to go, well, here are the actual ways in which we can improve YouTube. Now, my only thought on this subject was, okay, so we've come to one I'm probably going to do a video about this tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, because I found one I want to reply to that like pertains like to exactly what I'm talking about, and I just happened to see it yesterday when I was thinking about it. So it was like, okay. Anyhow, but it seems like, all right, one thing we've realized in the little sub-communities of YouTube is that we don't actually matter, okay? Especially now, right? Like, there was a time where people from the theism, atheism debate little sub-community of YouTube, like some of them broke out and got a big audience, and like Thunderfoot and The Amazing Atheist, all those guys came from that, right?
Yeah.
But that was when it was a new thing and people were paying attention and high numbers, and it was interesting to everyone, right? So those people came from that. Nowadays, like, there are so many people in that subcategory of YouTuber that are now branching off into, or I should say they already have sort of branched off into their other little subcategories. Like, we do our gaming stuff, and then there's the social justice crowd, and then there's the feminism crowd, there's the MRA crowd, and like, they're all fucking a bunch of atheists, but they can't stop arguing with each other about these guys are libertarians, and on and on and on, right? Yeah. So that's been going on for the longest time. So we've realized that really percentage, we're not making much of a difference to people by and large, right? So we've sort of resolved that issue, and now we're content with changing the minds of people that are listening. So the interest then becomes actual conversations with each other, right? So instead of talking about how important our videos are to change the perspective of a large amount of people and the way people think about this issue, and no, we've given up that bullshit a long time ago, and so we decided at some point we're just going to have these conversations amongst ourselves, and that'll be good enough. But at some point, like within the last 3 or so years, everybody started talking like a fucking politician, right? This is like the thing, and I know I've mentioned this particular thing on our shows before and everything, but everybody does this, and the most popular fucking people do it. And some of the most popular, mostly the social justice crowd, they're just notorious for saying this like political shit that they can't present, right? Like, if they say, they'll throw out a sentence, and if I were to say to them, present an example of exactly what you just said and give it to me so I can look at it, they've got nothing. And it just goes on and on and on. So I found a video yesterday by a guy named Captain Andy, who I wasn't really super familiar with until we had some sort of interaction on a video comment section. I can't remember where it was. It might have been Twitter. But he said something insane, like social justice, crazy insane, right? And I was just like, present what you're talking about. Like, specifically, what are you saying? Like, give me an example. And it was met with hostility. So I was like, okay, I see where this is going. You're just a political guy. You're a politics man. Like Civ5's doing the same shit with his video that some of you will know what I'm talking about. It's, TLDR did a reply to. It was about how the men's rights movement is useless or something. And he did like 5 reasons, and all of the reasons were demonstrably horseshit. And he went through and like proved each reason wrong completely and all that thing. And they speak in these general terms, and whenever they're put to scrutiny, they're fucked, and then they get like insane and they get pissed off, and people just aren't on board with their politics. So I thought, you want to make fucking YouTube useful, stop with political speak. Like, stop just making general statements you can't support and focus on information. Like, I dream of a day when politics are like in the actual application, the way they're used, right, are actually fucking useless in a real conversation, right? When somebody says something that is completely unbelievably just like what is the sentence this guy used? Shit, I wish I could think of it. Like, I sat through and just broke his video apart yesterday so I could respond to it piece by piece today or tomorrow.
This is the MRA video?
No, this is Captain Andy's video as to why people in the social justice movement should stop keeping bigots as friends.
What?
Right. This was yeah, right. So, and he says things in the video like, quote, I see a lot of people who claim to be for social justice keeping bigoted company, unquote. And I go, okay, name those people. Name one example of what you're talking about. And I'm not even, and I'm perfectly honest, I'm not even asking him to do that because I don't believe him. Of course, let's be clear, I don't believe him.
Yeah.
But that's not why I'm asking, right? I'm asking because if he's right, I want to know who's doing that so I can see it. That'd be hilarious, right? Like if there is a guy who's all about social justice and racial and equality and equality of the genders, and that's his whole platform, but he's hanging out with like fucking grand wizards in the clan, I can't fucking wait to get a look at that shit. Like I'm going to be the first fucking one in line to see it. But the problem is, it ain't there. This guy just wants to make a video.
Well, hang on. I don't think he's talking about people who like hang out with grand wizards. He's talking about people who just aren't completely gung-ho on board.
Right, but how would that manifest? Like, what does that mean? See, that's what I'm looking for, is something I can look at.
Any skepticism at all of their goals, methods, or message. I mean, look, there's a Maoist undercurrent to a lot of the SJW stuff.
Sure,
right?
I understand.
It's like, let 100 schools of thought all contend. Never mind. Some of those schools of thought don't agree with us. Fuck them. No more schools of thought for you.
Right. I get that. But see, and what I want him to do is, I understand all that. It's an ideology. That's all it is. But what I do is I never fucking make statements in responses to these people generally. I don't go, oh yeah, well, huh. No, usually everything that comes out of my mouth ends with a question mark. And there's a fucking design behind that, right? Just, I'm going to make you explain yourself. I'm never going to give you something that I said to fucking focus on and try to flip everything on me. I'm just going to end every sentence with a question mark until you restate what you said in a tangible, logical way that everyone can see exists and see what you're talking about. The problem is, there's nothing there. Right? So if you're right, and I kind of figured that's where he was going, was he's never going to say what you just said. He's never going to say anybody who slightly disagrees with any of the premises that I hold dear is a bigot. He'll never say that. Instead, he'll say something like what he did in the video, which was, quote, something along the line, this is as close as I can get. I've got it all recorded. I'll get the real shit tomorrow or whatever. But he basically says, some of the people I consider what they say to be bigoted. He does say that. So right away, it's completely subjective. It's like, okay, you consider this bigoted. But again, what are the examples? You're giving no examples. And then he even says in the fucking video, and I recorded this 4-second clip for the humor of it, right? People who are bigoted around me get called out. And I go, except for in this video, where no one gets called out, and there are fucking zero examples pointed to. And so I said in his video, I said pretty much everything I just said to you and more in his comment section, not in an asshole way, in a very question, where is this? I'd like to see this. Who are these people? What does this do? What is your point? All he fucking says to me is, I don't think you understood the point of the video, but never mind. To which I replied, this is about the level of intellectual honesty I've come to expect from you. And then he fucking unfollowed me on Twitter or some other shit. Probably blocked me. I didn't check because I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of me ever clicking subscribe on his channel. And it's that sort of fucking thing where it's like, I don't think you understood the point of my questions, bitch. And you just fucking proved it. Like, you don't want to answer questions. It's fucking so dishonest. Like, how could you even be content with having a position you can't even defend? I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, I mean, you can't even defend what you're talking about at all? You realize it's completely subjective garbage? I mean, if that's where you want to fucking live, dude, feel free. But Jesus Christ, like, it's just like, I don't think you got the point. What about my many references to your quotes would have led you to believe that I didn't understand what you had said? Like, what the fuck? The answer is nothing. I just don't want to answer your questions. They're too hard. And even his video, the guy's got a little over 1,000 subs, I think. But even the video is like the ratings on it about 50-50. Like half the fucking people in his audience didn't like the goddamn video.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, what is this telling you, dude? Like, fucking say something. And that's to me, that's the whole answer to that question. You want to improve this chapter of YouTube? Shit out the politics. Everybody who makes general fucking statements they can't support, shit on them immediately and say, examples. Like, if we ever really want to have, like, all these people claim to want to have conversations that are going to make a difference. Everybody keeps fucking harping on that. Horse shit. None of you want that shit. If you did, you'd be able to fucking back up what you said, and none of you can. And it sucks. And the only thing you're doing is fucking talking to your ever-dwindling goddamn audience the same fucking horse shit over and over and over again, which you know nobody's going to challenge you on, because if they dare do, they'll be extracted from your retarded audience. And it's just unfucking believable. Like, you don't want any kind of improvement. Stop fucking saying that. And if you do, shit can the political speak, and all will be better. Not great, better to be better, because at least people will be arguing things that they can compare and fucking analyze and make changes to, and fucking everybody can be in agreement of what's true and what's not true, and that's the criteria. Is what you're saying true? And that should be all the fuck that matters to people. And I know that I'm completely insane for saying that it's never gonna fucking happen, not a million goddamn years. But it does answer the question, I think. Like, how do you improve this environment? Depends. If you really want it to be, what you say you want it to be, that's how you improve it. Fucking flawlessly.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that was the top. How do we improve it? Mm-hmm. Apparently fucking censorship, or just sheltering yourself away from other fucking points of view.
Right. That's how I improve the way I feel. I don't like the way what he said made me feel. Well, tough fucking shit, dude. Like, I mean, what did you think you were engaging in here? I mean, really? Like, is this debate? You forgot what that meant, idiots. Like, it's so fucking depressing. But yeah, I'll probably do the same video I just did here tomorrow. Oh yeah, what do you do? But, and it's just like an exercise in venting for me at this point. I don't expect the people to listen, because I know that's not what they're interested in. But, in all fairness, to me, like, why do you exert the energy? I don't know. I enjoy pointing it out. Makes me happy to know that people that are literally like allergic to like anything that's true, they had to hear me say that for 30 seconds, and it made their day a little worse. That's fine by me. That's fucking fine by me, because all their shit is just generally making their environment worse. And they don't give a shit if their ideology is any fucking basis in reality whatsoever. So fuck that Captain Andy douche and all his fucking retarded horse shit about how I
people captains. You know, no, you never see lieutenant this or lieutenant. You know, you never see corporal. I mean, it's like everybody gets promoted directly to captain.
Yeah, that's the only way you can get a fucking promotion, is to give himself one. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. Don't fucking tell me, dude. You know who I am. You know I'm not an idiot. You fucking been watching my shit, presumably, for a long time. You know I understand your retarded fucking simple-ass video. Anybody can understand the fucking words that came tumbling out of your mouth. It wasn't complicated, and you know goddamn well I know what you said, right? But now I'm asking you to be specific, and you fucking don't want to do it, so you're I don't think you understood the point. Yeah, I understand the point of your video, and now I understand the point of your comment. It's to fucking avoid answering my question. Right? I understand the point of all the bullshit you're engaged in. I would just like you to understand it. Or at least acknowledge it. One or the other. Take your fucking pick. And I know I'm not naive enough to believe it's going to happen. But again, in case anyone wants to know what my motives are, I know you're going to have to hear it for a few seconds. I know you will.
It's one of the lowest. It's one of the lowest tactics to just say, "Well, I don't think you understand this, or that," which is funny because I can't count the number of conversations where I was thinking that about the person I was talking to.
Right. Yeah.
I can't count the number of times where I thought this guy just doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Right. Yeah, I can't count them. But it's a cheap tactic.
At best, it's lazy.
Yeah,
that's it. That's if he's right, he's still fucking lazy. Like, I mean, fucking if you can, again, that's just one more thing you can't demonstrate. You can't fucking lay out for me sentence by sentence and take what there was something in my comment that left you with that impression, presumably, that I didn't understand. Okay? So if that's true, you should be able to take what I said, extract the words, put them on the screen, and go, this is completely contradictory to what I said in this part of the video. Therefore, you don't understand the video. And then I would have been forced to consider what he said. But he couldn't even be bothered to do that. He's just, and I know why. Because he knows goddamn well that I understood. And he didn't want to fucking answer any questions. It's too hard to answer them. But oh well. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's up my ass this week. I just fucking I just don't understand how that's a comfortable place to be for any person, like, to cling so tightly to an ideology. I actually understand it in religious people. I know it's fucked up, but I get it. Like, they think there's a supernatural element to it, right? Like, they think there's an entire other existence to look forward to. You've already figured out that's horseshit, and you're just stuck here on this island, and you're trying to and you're still in, like, delusion town. Like, what the fuck? Aren't you at all interested in getting this right, now that you do happen to believe at least that this is all you get, right? Like, don't you at least at this point want to get shit correct? Or not? You just wanted to get that one fucking thing correct and then become an ideologue in every other aspect of your life. Ugh. Fucking retards. Always enjoy the way Zach Galifianakis said retards. It's retards.
Retards, yeah.
Retards. He's a retard. What'd you say?
Captain Jean-Luc Retard.
You guys have a payphone bank? You guys pager friendly? I fucking love that guy, by the way.
Yeah, he's great. I like when he does the silent bit where he just shows pictures or like little posters or whatever, and he's like, hookers don't like to cuddle, and then he makes this cuddling motion.
Yeah, like when people interrupt him and he goes, excuse me, please listen to me, I'm very funny. That motherfucker's great.
So I figured out while we were talking, I figured out where we are. This is clearly Morrowind after all. This is the east side of the continent. Here under these clouds is Vardenfell.
Alright.
So we're basically one of the houses fighting another house of Dunmer, which represents the Russians, which the Russians represent, excuse me.
Right. You're gonna have to forgive me if I'm not as well versed in the geography as I once was. I haven't played the game in a really long time, so it might be a little hard for me to follow the lore and the lay of the land. So I apologize.
All right, free settler. Yeah. Oh, I don't even remember. Like I think we would be what, House Dress down here, or I forget. Anyway. We're one of the great houses, and we're going up there to smash this other great house.
Good times, good shit.
Yeah. And we get bonuses for building near hills and shit, so...
build a city here.
I think I'm going to build up here just so that there's some sprawl here. I want to claim all of Morrowind for myself.
Good times, good times.
So what is your experience with the Elder Scrolls games? Do you even rate? Do you even rate to play it? Do you even deserve to get upset about it?
Yeah.
Well, right.
Well, I don't know. That depends. I mean, I played Oblivion. Is that far enough back to give me a license, bitch? I don't know. Like, actually, you know what? They have my money. Fuck them. That's my that's my right to bitch. How about that? How about there's my license, bitch? I gave you a fucking pile of money. Give me something for it, assholes. No, yeah, I mean, that's my criteria. That's the way I think. But, I mean, fuck, I've been playing games all my life. Like, you know, I mean, like, most of them didn't suck, right? Like, most of the games I played at least gave me the game when I gave them money, right? That was the general exchange of things. Like, I'm going to give you this cash, you give me a thing that does something you said it was going to do. But, meh. And I'm like really, and I'm one of the most forgiving fucking people when it comes to technology. Like most other places, I don't have a lot of tolerance for shit, but in technology, I'm fine. Like, and it's because I realize how cool what you did is, right?